Monday. We'll get back to the thumbstick, the through thumbstick. I've been working on it a little bit. I'm not long in actually, and so I decided to do a little bit on it and let you see where we are. I've been taking off the bit of the crown piece I put in. I've been getting it worn away at the back, and creating the feed in for the thumb on this side of the stick. And we're getting close now to where I want it to be, certainly on this side. There's a little bit to be taken on the back side of the stick, just for the thumb to go round that little, cut that edge away, take the edge off it. So I was going to show you that. But as you can see, we've got a lot of worn away now, and we get it down to where we want it to be, or close to where we want it to be, then it's in with the fine stuff. So I'll just put this back in the vise here, and I'll show you what I use for it. If you're working away close to the shank, close to the antler, and you're using the files or anything that's likely to mark things, so I've got a copper strip, but I suppose anything soft will do at all, as long as it continues, and hold it in against the edge when you're working, and then work the file back and forward so as that it stops it getting damaged, and especially where the tether comes through here at the back. I just want to make sure that I didn't nick that at all. It makes it harder doing it when it's all together, but the feel's right. The stick, you get the feel for it all if you do it like this. But anyway, we shall just do a little bit of the back here of the stick, and I'll show you what I use. I use an aluminium bit in the cordless, just to take off the edge. It's a nice soft thing. It's one of these, it's like a reamer for aluminium, and it's not too sore. Believe it or not, it actually works better if you work it in reverse. So this is what I tend to do with it. I tend to work it in reverse and just work fine. Just cut off that edge there. Working it back, just gently back and forward. Doesn't need much the back edge at all, just enough for the thumb to go round. Don't get much time with it, basically because you are working in the reverse. But if you work it in its forward, in the forward speed, gee whiz, take you everywhere. So this does it, certainly enough to get you started. And I'll take the rat tail file now and just gently feed one edge to the next edge, watching not to hit the top edge when you're going through. Keep your finger up on top there so that when you're using it, it doesn't touch that top edge at all. We don't want a sharp edge, well not sharp edge, but we certainly want a defined edge on that. We don't want it chipped. Just a little feed round with it. As I say, there's a lot of fine sandpaper work to do, but I won't bore you with that end of it. Just really show you how we get there. And we'll use the bit dowling with the sandpaper on just to kind of turning motion, an angle. Work back and forward with it. Keeping it going, keeping it going. That's not bad at all. Just turning it. Feeding it from one side to the other, gently working it away, come along fine. spend many happy hours at this. But it's now the time for cutting sticks, and that's lovely. That's nice. That looks good. Feels good too, probably. Yeah, that's really nice. Yes, that's us basically got it now. So is it the thumb? Yeah, very nice. Small, fine sandpaper now to finish that off. I'll probably coat it out on the inside with black, just to seal it. You've got to watch with antler at times because it can absorb moisture, water, that type of thing. So you really need to seal it up with something, even though it looks as if it doesn't. It will absorb moisture, so you need something on it. But the black I'll put in the inside just as a detail when I get it finished, and then the spray on it, that'll seal it all in. I'll probably give it a little rub off too, I think. And yeah, it's got a lovely look to it, but we need to bring out one or two highlights on it. But as I say, the crown piece, the piece where you're going to support, is going to need a little bit of work there. We're nearly there with it, but it's one of these things you don't want to take too much off. You can't put it back on. Once it's off, it's off. But no, I'm happy enough with that. You've got that slight lift, so when you're walking with it, it's lending a bit of support, because it's quite a heavy shank it's on. But the stalkers and things like a heavier shank when they're out on the hill, and I suppose at the end of the day you can always cod somebody up the backside with it if they're not moving along quick enough. You can take it and I've never made one like this before, but well, we'll see how it goes. I suppose somebody will like it. But that was just to let you see. Take your time and work away at it, bit at a time. Try not to create, when you're working the files and power tools and that kind of thing, take care not to damage any part of it. You'll get the odd little scuff. That's not a problem. You know, a little fine rub with sandpaper will highlight and take out any of the things, but you don't want any serious marks on it where you've really been vicious with it. So a wee bit of care to make sure you're not damaging. But if you set it up on the shank and glue it all together and then work away, I know it's a little bit difficult when you're doing that, but you get the feel for the stick better when you do it like that. It's that type of thing. Yeah, that's good. It's not needing a lot of work, but just fine sanding now. I'll take it to where it needs to be. Anyway, just let you see that. When I was out walking the day there, I had spoken once before about ivy. And the day when I was walking back, I actually seen this one that was growing on the tree. You'll never get around for cutting ivy off trees because bloody stuff strangles the trees. And I had to have this bit because I could see, and it's got this lovely detail on it. I probably won't use the full length. I have got an ivy one I made up earlier there, the first kind of one I made up with ivy, and it worked all right. Doesn't have much of a look once it dries out, mind you, to do something with it. I've not stained these sticks yet. I've got a hutch of them there, and I've not got around to staining them yet, but I don't really know how it'll take. But I'm going to do that someday on video for you, and as I say, we've got a lot there to stain and pattern up, and just make them a little bit different, put some kind of detail on it, and bring a bit of colour. The coffee tends to, so it lends a kind of antique, not antique look to it, but certainly golden kind of look to it. And but we'll also do some of the stains. I've got stains and teak oil and various other things about. We'll try one or two things on it just to let you see the effects. But this I had to. I wasn't really looking for anything today. Funny enough, I said, "Is that nice idea? Well, goal looking, but the eye caught it, so I'm afraid I was over there and off the tree with it, and I peeled it to see just how good it looked, and it does. But as I say, I'll probably only use about 3/4 off the stick. I don't know that length whether there might be just too much of a bend in it, too much play in it, but it's there anyway. And I'll show you one of the twisties there. Actually, I couldn't find them the other day there. I found this thing, which was second best. I don't know whether somebody's been in before me and got them. I should have taken them when I seen them, but I didn't do it. So, but I got one, and as you can see, this is what you end up with. I had to take the bark off it because there's just so much I cut into it that it wouldn't have, it was hazel, but it wouldn't have stood the bark at all on it. It just wouldn't have, you wouldn't have got a look at all with it. It wasn't that good. But I've got a couple of ones outside that, but they're buried in the drying rack, a bit heavier. This is a nice size. This is the size you're looking for. And if you can get that turn on the first foot, it's nice. And it's got the little, there's time's just a bit up, get in. And it's got that little turn halfway down. It'll straighten up all right and sand off, and it'll be quite nice. But that, you don't want a twisty all the way. If you're using it and about, it just tight, gets wrapped up with things and that. But that little bit detail on the top can be quite nice. But as I say, the bark had to come off it. Also, while we're at it, when I was talking about the knob stick I'm going to be making, I had picked up this bit the other day there, and oh, that's not good. Wasn't happy with that. So we got a bit of blackthorn when we were out the other day there, and it's a bit that had been removed from too close to a pipeline that had been growing. It had been removed for a while. It's been lying there, and I've taken one or two bits and pieces off it, handles through the years, and it still wants to grow, but it's not managing it at all. It's and it's halfway there. So I'm going to have a little notion to try this microwave job. See whether I can season it quickly. I don't know how it'll work. I've watched one or two people online with ideas on it and whatnot, but I might have a wee little bash at it. Blow the married microwave up, but there you are. But anyway, before we go, a quick mention to Len and Jen from Edinburgh, who I met today, and they promised that they would look forward to the Christmas special. What the Christmas special? I was good fertility. I look forward to the Christmas special. It's remarkable. Wives can do it. I can do it. Anyway, we'll catch you another time. Cheers.